Hi, everybody. Welcome back Inside the Music with your host, StereoRuss. On the show, talk to local musicians, artists, etc. And we get to know a little bit about them and what they're doing behind the scenes. That's what the show's all about. And in the past few months, I've been doing a lot more on locations. It allows me to really get to know the person on, I guess, a deeper level because I get to see where they work. Today, once again, I am blessed to be in the lovely Catherine North Studios with the one and only
Will Crann.
Will, thank you so much for coming on, and thanks so much for having me here at Catherine North.
Yeah, thanks for coming. This is great.
So tell us all a little bit who Will Crann is. We have a whole hour, so don't go crazy. But.
Yeah, we're gonna need more than an hour.
Yeah.
I'm a producer, mixer, engineer, part-time musician. I am one of the co-owners here at Catherine North. Been here for 8 years. I don't know. I just like making records.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. And I got to know you obviously through the show, and I've had Emma on, who works here at the studio. Talked to Aiden, who also works here. And so to get a chance to kind of sit with you and really get to know maybe a little bit more about the studio, and the work you do, I'm really again grateful for your time.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So tell us all. So you said you're a producer, engineer, and you also kind of own the studio. So I want to know, like, I'm assuming that it didn't start in production, that you were a musician first.
Yeah. I was a musician. I was in, had a high school band.
What was the name of the band?
The band was called House Art.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was called House Art Collective. There's 8 of us. And it was just a big group of friends, very inspired by like Broken Social Scene, Arcade Fire, that type of vibe.
Yeah.
And then we dropped the collective, and it was just house art for a bit. And we went on. We did like the classic 401 tour. We went, out to Montreal and back, and made a couple EPs. And that's sort of what got me into recording, was working on our first EP. I went to school for music production, and then, I don't know, just kind of snowballed, and the like musician thing took a bit of a backseat.
Yeah, so that was actually something when I first met you. I think it was at a show in the Casbah, and just like, chat a little bit. I don't know if you remember this, but
R.I.P. Casbah.
Yeah, R.I.P. Casbah. It comes up at least once an episode, and we all have a mourning moment. Yeah. But something you said, I'm like, I was chatting with you because I think I knew Emma, and then there's something along the lines of you saying that I can't do production and be a full-time musician at the same time.
Yeah, I can't. Other people can probably, but yeah, it just, both things require so much practice, so much work. So, I found that I felt more inspired by working on other people's stuff. Like, that's what I was better at, I learned, than, writing my own material and like being an artist myself. So that's just sort of, it wasn't super intentional. It's sort of what I just naturally leaned into.
Yeah, and I think it's the beautiful thing about music is that, like, okay, maybe you're not, destined to be a live performer at, whatever, Coachella, but that doesn't mean that, like, your life in music is over or ends there.
Yeah, totally. And I still play on stage sometimes, like I back up friends for one-off shows, and
that's kind of the sweet spot.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, you just like learn a few tunes, and then that's it.
Pressure's off.
Don't have to worry about it after that.
Yeah, totally. I love it. So you're a multi-instrumentalist, but I want to ask, what was your, I guess, what in art? House art, and etc. What's your primary instrument?
Bass is like my main instrument. Like, if I had to pick something, that's what I'd be best at, for sure. But it's funny, in house art, I played mostly guitar.
Oh, okay.
We switched around a bit. It was one of those jams.
Yeah.
But yeah, bass would be my main thing.
I love that. What was it about bass that kind of has drawn you to it?
I think my brain connects to rhythm in a way, like more so than melody, I guess, or harmony. Like it I don't know what it is. It's just like pocket. I like being in the pocket with a drummer. It just feels really good to me, and like figuring out just a nanosecond ahead or behind or whatever, that little space there feels really good to me. So
musically, like, who are you listening to? Like, what artists or what bands or songs kind of get you when you think of kind of that rhythm feel?
Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
I was listening to them on the GO train the other day, and it just like it just blows my mind. Like, Sultans of Swing is like, talk about pocket. Talk about musicians being just like absolutely locked in together and, you know, unedited, just a couple guys in a room.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, it blows my mind knowing that was like pre like digital recording.
Yeah.
Like, everything they do is like almost, it's so precise.
Yeah.
And clear.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of like music that I fall in love with, like the 70s, you think of like Led Zeppelin, you think of like Black Sabbath. It's like they're so washed out that you could totally just hide issues in the mix, no problem.
Sure.
Whereas like a Dire Straits, like, it's very clear.
It's so clean. It's so clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I always come back to that song in particular, Sultans of Swing, and it just, it feels so good.
I love it. I love it. So we're here talking to Will Crann, mixer, producer, musician, and studio owner.
Yeah.
Of Catherine North.
Yeah.
And we're here in Catherine North. And for those that don't know, it's like off James Street. How would when you're giving directions, where do you?
I don't know. Like, is this downtown? Is this the North End? I'm not really sure.
It's kind of
Bay and Barton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I live in this area, and so like people who live downtown Hamilton, I don't tell them I live downtown.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not downtown.
Yeah.
But if you live anywhere else, like, I'm downtown.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If you're on the mountain, this is downtown.
Very downtown. Yeah. No, it's a great spot. And from what I know of Catherine North, it was originally owned by a different owner, and it didn't start here. But then, like, shortly after, they migrated here.
Yep. Yeah. So it started on Catherine Street North. That's where it got the name, although the spelling's different.
Noted.
Yeah. The street name has an A. Catharin.
Catharin.
Yeah. And it confuses locals all the time.
Sure.
Like, I get panicked texts, at 10 minutes after the session's supposed to start, being like, "We're here, but we can't find the place." And if it's somebody who I know is from Hamilton, I'm like, "You're on Catherine Street, aren't you?"
Yeah.
Yeah. So, it was in a house on Catherine Street for a few years, and then moved here. And it's been here for 25, 26 years, something like that. The exact date here is a little sketchy, but yeah.
In preparing for this interview, I was thinking about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which not a huge fan of, but do you know the show?
Yeah, I just watched a bunch of it recently.
So you're aware, yeah. I mean, I've watched episodes, but I wouldn't say I'm a diehard. But I bring it up because, like, basically it's like, what was it, like 4 friends who like just wanted to buy a bar.
Yeah.
Right? And I feel like every musician at one point in time has said to themselves, I'm going to buy a studio.
Yeah, for sure.
Every musician has said it.
Yeah. Oh, if we just had our own studio, we could make that album.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be so cool to like have a studio and buy a studio? Will, you bought a studio.
Yeah. I mean, it existed already. Like, I joined a partnership. So I have 2 business partners, Tristan Miller and Duke Foster. And they've been part of this place for a long time. And so it was, like, for me anyway, not ground up at all. Like, it was sort of turnkey. I worked here for a few years, and then
like prior to
joining the business.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was a bit of a shuffle with some of the owners, and a couple guys left, and so there was sort of a vacancy, and it made sense for me and for Tristan and Duke. So yeah,
I wonder too, like, if there's anyone out there who's maybe considering doing that. would you? I don't know. Would you recommend? Or would you say stay away? Or would you have words of advice, or just like whatever?
I would definitely have words of advice if somebody's thinking about that. Let me know. We can talk about it. It's you're running a business, right? It's a commercial studio, so it's like running a restaurant or something. It's the dream, sure, but it's also like a ridiculous amount of work and stress, you know. And you're doing things that aren't necessarily part of like the job as you would like to think. Like there was, you know, it's not always like this, but a couple years ago, our main water line burst at the end of a session, and you know, the toilet was spewing stuff.
Oh, one of those water lines.
Oh yeah, it was not good.
Good boy.
And so Tristan and I were here at, you know, 1 a.m. mopping up sewage water, and it was like, oh right, and he, you know, whipped out to Home Depot to get a new toilet, you know, first thing in the morning. And it's like, right, this is studio ownership. Like this is what it is. When stuff like that happens, it's on you, you know?
Yeah, it's all over you.
Yeah. yeah. So yeah, it's like a lot of things like that, like running any business. You're putting in a lot of work, but it's also allowed me a level of freedom with making the music that I want to make that I don't think I would have had otherwise.
What do you mean by that?
It's my space. Like I can do more or less what I want. I can make records the way that I want to. Not all of the time, you know. There's still budgets to consider and other things, but it has just allowed me freedom to like take more time if I need it, or freedom in scheduling, freedom of budget. So it's been invaluable in that way, for sure.
Do you find that it's like, you kind of answered this question, but like, do you find that it's kind of taken away from your ability to just be full on in mixing and editing and recording? Or do you find that you've been able to balance those two things?
It's a balance for sure. Yeah. But I mean, like there are times where, I don't know, I just had to go buy a new vacuum cleaner because the vacuum for this place broke. And so, I vacuum it, you know.
Yeah.
Like we know it
looks great, by the way. Like I don't see anything. It's super clean. Great vacuum.
You know, but it's like we have assistants, and sometimes we have interns, but most of the time I'm cleaning the bathroom, and most of the time, you know, I'm taking care of stuff, as is Tristan. But yeah, when gear breaks, it's, you know, it's on us to fix it. So that stuff is like, yeah, it's distracting, but I think it's a net positive in terms of like. Being able to make the music the way I want to make music.
Yeah. It's kind of like you have like a child in a way.
I kind of, yeah.
It kind of feels like everything stops with you. You got to make sure it's living and breathing. And all that stuff. I wonder if you were to work with someone who you didn't know maybe as well, like maybe someone doesn't know you, like what's a good way that someone can kind of walk into a studio and start to get that comfortability? Like, do you have any tips for musicians who are maybe walking into a studio for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, for me anyway, like we'll often, if I'm working with somebody who I don't know super well, we'll often just sit and talk for half an hour over coffee, you know, when they first show up, and you kind of just like, you know, you're just shooting the breeze and getting to know each other a little bit until it sort of feels like a natural segue into like, okay, well, let's get to work. That is always like a nice way to start a day versus showing up and things are feeling crazy and hectic and you're kind of thrown into things. That happens a lot too, but yeah, it's nice to just sort of sit and chat for a bit.
Yeah, and I think too, like you think about like a musician and they're trying to think of a producer to work with, right? And let's say something that I always think about is like you have a song. Let's just say it's a basic song, right? It's already pre-produced, like it's already cleaned up, good to go, and you want to go to 5 different producers. And it's like, how do you choose the producer you want to work with?
I've never done it, so I don't know.
But you get what I'm asking, right?
Yeah.
Because the 5 different producers would actually give 5 different
totally
like songs entirely.
I think it's just about like who you vibe with, for lack of a better word. I think like you just know it's like going on 5 dates or something. Like you just kind of, you know, you'll narrow it down a little bit, and it might be a tough call or it might not be. I think there's some people you just sit down and talk with and you just sort of instantly have a connection, or you see, you know, the vision for the song is you share that vision, and somebody just kind of like gets where you want it to go. And I think that makes those decisions like really easy. And I do think that like people should keep looking for the right producer on their project, you know, instead of just like their friend or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like not wanting to hurt someone's feelings because you kind of know someone and they said they'll help you out, and you're like, okay.
Or they'll give you a great deal or something, you know? But I think like the best music that I've been a part of has come from whether they were like new fast friends or very old friends.
Interesting.
It's like, it's just having a connection, not always having a good time, not always laughing, but having a deeper connection, you know? And yeah, sometimes it's with people you meet that day, and sometimes it's with people you've known for 15 years.
Yeah, it's wild too. And like I think about this in music, and I try and you know, I try and impart this feeling that I have where it's like, it's very similar to high school. I was related to high school in that, like, you're in high school, you're not going to be friends with every single person at that high school. Yeah. You're going to have your crew of 5, 10, if you're lucky, whatever, people who you really connect with. And I think in music it's very similar. Like we're all great musicians, or we're all doing our thing, but like if someone doesn't jive, like it's not you, it's not them. Yeah. It's just not your.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like bands shuffle through members all the time for the same reason, and I'll work with an artist here and it'll go well, and then they'll go and do something else somewhere else, and it'll go well over there too. And then maybe they come back, maybe they don't. I don't know, you know. It's all good. I've actually like encouraged people to go work with somebody else.
Like if you know that like, oh, this would actually work really well.
Well, like, yeah, there was an artist that like we've done like, you know, 4 projects together in a row, and it just sort of, it's not that I didn't want to be a part of it or it was feeling stale or anything like that, but I just sort of got this feeling like, okay, like I think this makes sense for you to go experience somebody else's point of view. And I think that went well for them, and we've since worked together again. So, you know, I think it's just, that is how you learn and grow. Yeah.
Well, it's tough because like you're such an easy person to chat with, and easy person I would imagine to work with, and a fun person, or maybe not. Maybe you're a horrible person to work with. Call in if you're listening. No, but like I don't know. I wouldn't want to like let you down. Like, oh, I gotta work with Will again. So that's actually kind of cool that you were able to like be that person to say, hey, check out working with this person, and you know that's how the work goes.
I mean, I want to work with most people.
We're not trying to shove people away from Will.
No, please email me. But yeah, this was just one of those things where like we had done it a bunch of times. And it just made sense. So
if you want to work with Will, where can people get a hold of you?
Instagram, my email.
What's your Instagram handle?
Will Crann.
WILLCRANN.
And 2 N's.
2 N's.
Lots of people drop the second N.
Yeah.
And my email is just will@catherinenorth.com.
Catherine with an E.
Catherine. With a C and an E.
Oh, right. Yeah. Catherine's one of those ones that can be spelled. Like Caitlin. There's like 100 Caitlins or something like that. I do want to talk a little bit. So we're talking about like jiving and working with people, and I know that you have a little bit of a team that works here. So I want to do a bit of a roll call. Yep. If that's cool. Yeah. I'm all about gratitude. Okay. And I just want you to like you know, shout at the person with like one thing you're like grateful for that person. Yeah. Is this a safe enough space that you can do that?
Yeah, totally. Let's do it.
Okay, cool. So start us off.
Tristan Miller. He's my business partner, our tech, and he's always there. He's always here. If you need anything, he'll drive down and get it for you. He keeps this place running, literally. So, yeah.
Did he run the toilet? Was he the one who got the toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the new gasket or whatever. I can't fix a toilet. I don't know.
Yeah,
So,
Tristan can.
He can. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Who do we got next?
We got Emma Whale.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her creativity, her vision, I think she's got such a unique, interesting outlook on music, and she has taught me a lot about harmony and chording and stuff. So it's always fun working with Emma.
Yeah, shout out to the harmony folks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duke Foster.
Duke Foster.
Yeah. He's one of my other business partner. This will be a bit of a joke, but I'm thankful because he's never here. The opposite of Tristan.
Okay.
He's never here, ever.
Why are you thankful for that?
The joke is that like Duke doesn't actually exist.
Oh, okay.
He's sort of just like a practical joke or like a
myth,
like a spirit or something.
Yeah.
Because he is like, I see him maybe once or twice a year.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. And he'll just show up. I'll just walk downstairs and Duke will be in the kitchen and we'll talk for 15 minutes and then he'll go back out and does whatever he does. So.
Mysterious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does he do music at all, or is he?
He does monitors for Blue Rodeo.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
tour manages Devin or Jim Cuddy. So he's always like, those guys never stop playing. So he's always on the road. So
okay.
Yeah. We've got Aiden Robson.
Aiden Robson.
Yep. He's got an insane work ethic. The dude is very focused. And yeah, I think that's like number one quality.
I love
So,
that.
yeah.
Great storyteller too.
Yeah.
The guy can tell a story.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brings a good energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that the whole crew?
That's
like the main. I'm sure you have like an auxiliary crew, but like that's your kind of main. Yeah. Like it's not like everyone in town is working here. Like you're gonna drive everyone, but like, when I walked in here for the first time was about a few months ago. Like I just got this instant like good energy.
Right.
And I met Emma, met Aiden. I haven't met Duke, but I don't think I ever will.
I don't know if you will.
And
go see a Blue Rodeo show.
Yeah. Okay. Duke, where's Duke? Yeah, it's like I just get this instant like calm and energy, and I feel like you guys have done a good job like building that core here.
Yeah. That's what drew me to this studio. Like I interned at another studio before I started here when I wanted a job in a recording studio.
Yeah.
Decided that that's what I wanted to do. And it wasn't the studio that I entered in it was in Toronto. It's since closed down. And it wasn't a good experience. Like it was very old school, traditional studio, 3 rooms with 3 massive consoles. Mm-hmm. And it was sort of like at the end of the studio's life anyway. And so the people working there were like very bitter,
tired
old, and like probably not their fault. I think it was just like, it's sort of just like devolved into this place. I'm sure they're all like great people. I'm not, but it was just like not a great. I wanted to learn. I wanted to I was excited. I was young and I wanted to just like absorb everything,
mm-hmm.
and it wasn't the right environment for that. And so I interned there for a bit, didn't have a great time, and then I found out about this place. I had seen.
And you were in Toronto at the time.
I was living in Toronto.
Yeah.
So I had seen Catherine North in a YouTube video.
Oh, cool.
On the Dine Alone Records YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it was behind the scenes of City and Color. Making Bring Me Your Love Here. Do you know the video I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do. I know exactly the video you're talking about.
It's like a cult classic.
Yeah, totally.
It's like 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
And it's just behind the scenes making of. And I remember watching that video and just sort of feeling like, okay, that's where I want to be. Like I didn't even know, I had no idea what the studio was. It took me a bit to like figure out where it actually was. And then I knew that Tristan Miller was in the All Buttons In Facebook group.
Yes.
And he was a frequent contributor back in the day. And I knew that he worked here or owned it, and I knew that he fixed gear. So I had a piece of gear that was actually broken. I did need it to be fixed.
You just smacked like
Yeah.
Tristan.
Yeah, it's broken. I don't
I don't know what happened to it. There's a hammer hole in the middle. I don't know.
Yeah. So it was actually broken, or I was getting it modified or something. And so I reached out to him with the sort of like intent to like ask him if they had, an internship opportunity.
Yeah.
Knowing, like, feeling like that would be a better route than just sending an email, like a cold email.
100%.
Because I can show up, I can meet him, I can shake his hand, we can talk,
Yeah. And he'll have to say no to your face.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And he may have, but yeah. So I drove down here with my gear and he fixed it for me, and then I followed up over email like a week later or something. And initially I think like, he was like, we don't really have anything right now. And a typical response.
Yep.
And then, like a few days later, he was like, he emailed me back and was like, actually, somebody canceled, whatever, we need, an extra set of hands on this session this weekend. Can you come? And so that was the start of me interning here. And I don't know. Now I own the place. It's been a weird. Like
yada,
I didn't.
Yada yada.
Yeah. I didn't like anticipate that, but this is where we are.
I love that. I love that. And just like following where your energy brings you, I think is like the key there.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started doing these, and maybe you can articulate this in a similar way, but like when I first started doing these, I would bike home from the studio. I'd be like, that was bad. That was bad. That was so bad. That was so bad. That was so bad. And then I go back and have to listen to it because I'm editing. I'm like, not bad.
Yeah.
It took me about like 4 or 5 months to like stop feeling that way.
Yeah.
I don't know if
there's
you
confidence.
Yeah. Did you have any sort of that when you started like producing?
Sure. I still do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the time. I think doubt is such a natural part of creating anything, right? Like, I like you mentioned this like gap of time. You bike home. By the time you get home, you listen, and it's like, oh, okay, that was fine. Same thing with like I don't know, doing a mix or working on a production or something. It's like I'll do a bunch of stuff, bring a song from an acoustic guitar track to, a fully produced song, and then not feel like hit a wall at some point and not feel like great. Like, I don't know if I like where this is going. And then a couple days later, you listen to it and you're like, oh, okay, it was actually great. Here's what I need to change. I need to change that. And, then we're in good shape.
Yeah.
So.
At what point do you know that a mix is like feeling pretty good?
That's changed for me. The definition of that has changed for me over time, for sure. I feel much more confident about that now than I used to. I will now get things to a point where I'm like 99% happy. Like, I think for me, I've never like tried to express this out loud before, but I think for me, like not getting it perfect, but getting it to 99% before I send it out to somebody is the right spot.
And why is that?
Because they're going to have notes anyway. Things are going to change. So it's better to get it to 99 and then still be able to adapt than just bang your head against the wall trying to make it perfect. And then, they're going to want to change things anyway, or you're going to want to change things anyway. And I think this idea of mixing it until there's nothing else you want to change, it just isn't maybe the phrasing I would use. Like, mix it until it feels, it's pretty much it. And then step away, take a break, send it off, or send it off the next morning. Like, that's a big one for me. Finish it and then listen to it the next morning, change, make a few little tweaks, and then send it off.
I find too, like, the psychological element of like getting things to 100%, it's almost like it doesn't allow you then to make changes afterwards.
Yeah, totally. Both like in a like real sense where you kind of paint yourself into a corner,
Yeah,
like
this
you know,
is great. Perfect.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong. But tell me if there's anything wrong.
Yeah. Or it's just like, if I do a bunch of like crazy automation on the drums and put all these like, like really dig into like a specific effect or like color or something, and then the artist ends up not liking it,
Right.
And it's like, oh, okay, well, just, I'll just have to restart then because I'm so deep in this, in this particular direction that like I can't really go back. So you just restart. And that's fine too. Like I've done that a bunch of times, but it's just, I don't know. I think that's just part of the process of like figuring out what you're looking for in a production or in a mix.
Yeah, so try and get it to like a good spot, but then, don't put yourself in that corner. Don't go down this rabbit hole that may not be worth going down.
Yeah. I used to, for sure. Like I used to spend days on a mix.
Yeah.
Like a whole week straight working on one song.
Yeah.
To me now that's insane. Like I'll mix a song. They're all different,
Is that because you're more efficient, and you kind of know what holes not to go down, or
Sure.
or is it more is it more of like a mental thing, like I don't need to go this far in, or is it a bit of both?
It's both for sure. Yeah. Like I am technically better than I was 10 years ago.
That's good.
Yeah, yeah. We'd be in trouble if I wasn't. Yeah,
This
we'd be
goes
in
here.
trouble. But yeah, it's just like the confidence thing too, for sure. Yeah, they're related, definitely. And now it's like I'll do a mix in a couple hours.
Amazing.
And feel sometimes less, sometimes longer, and feel pretty good about it. So
yeah. You mentioned a word earlier, and this is obviously a lot of musicians listen to the show. And if you're listening, shout out to you. You're amazing. And you use the word automation, and there's also people who like my mom who listens. Shout out, Mom. Hey,
Right.
how you doing? Who have never heard this term. So for those, sometimes I like to be the dictionary a little bit.
Sure.
So automation, for those listening, is like if you have like an audio bit. It doesn't have to be volume necessarily. It can be other things, but you can like manipulate specific spots, like raise the volume here and lower the volume there. But it could be other things like EQ and things like that. So I have a question. Like, there's some people who I know who are like heavy duty into like micro correcting automation. There's some people who like don't. Like, where do you kind of live in that universe?
Is it a cop out to say it's just totally project dependent? Like
that's fair.
It is so wildly different song to song, genre to genre. Like I'll work on something where I barely do any automation. If it's like a 4-piece country rock band, it's supposed to feel like raw and live and loose. It's not. There's not a whole lot going on processing wise. And then I work on other stuff that's more pop oriented, and I'm doing half dB volume automations on the lead vocal and doing just hours of automation work. So it's so context dependent.
That's something that I've never really thought of asking, but since we're here and it seems like a good time to ask it, I am mesmerized by like pop production. Mm-hmm. Is it as complicated and as it seems? Is there a certain recipe, formula to it? Like, how does one go from like I've got like this I can produce to like I can produce like a pop song?
I think pop music is supposed to be larger than life, so I think it requires much more processing. You're like digging in way harder with EQ and compression, and not being scared of like it's not supposed to feel natural most of the time. It's supposed to be in your face. And that was like a big lesson for me when I started doing a bit more like pop focused stuff. That was a big lesson for me coming from more of a rock band world. Exactly. Where it was like, oh, this actually doesn't feel like pop music if I'm not being really aggressive with the vocal or something, like it just doesn't feel like the right genre unless you process it like the right genre. yeah, I don't know if that answers your question, but
Yeah, no. So it is. There is more like detail required, and this like and you're kind of just being more aggressive with certain things.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's like a lot of samples, both like drum samples, but also like vocal chops and vocal samples, and you're using a lot more like programmed synths and stuff, right? So yeah, it's just like it's. I think the easy answer is that it's like typically about precision, but I also think that there's a lot of my favorite pop music is like precisely imprecise. You know, it's like it's the best pop productions to me are ones that leave breathing room in strategic spots.
Do you have an example of that?
It wouldn't be my music, but like but Chappell Roan stuff is like,
right.
You know, like Dan Nigro, like those, yeah, the worlds that those songs are in are like, it's just like the right amount of precision and liveliness.
Yeah. It's interesting. So like, I only really started appreciating pop production when I got into getting my own like miniature productions.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like that's like a whole other secret sauce. It's like it's like how do you make the McDonald's like chicken nuggets? Like they have their own like secret recipe that you'll never figure out. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's really fun. Like I find it really rewarding to try and dig in really deep to that stuff. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Do you have an example of anything that you've worked on?
Probably Olivia Wendell would be more in that world. The Outtakes is a song that I mixed and did a little bit of engineering and played some guitar. I actually can't remember if the guitar I played got kept or got cut.
It definitely got kept. It cranked up in the mix.
Yeah, I don't know. It may not have. I forget. It was a while ago. My friend Dan Hosch produced it, and I think that would sort of be in that world where it's like it's pop focused, but there's like life to it.
Will, before we kind of hop into this last section here, I just want to say again, thanks so much for taking the time today and having me here. It's a beautiful place, and the energy that you've curated here is not lost on me. So thanks so much for having me in here.
Thanks for coming by. It's nice to talk to you.
Just nice to chit chat.
Yeah.
This isn't a catchphrase, but it's something that I have said like more than once on the show. Is this is easily my favorite hour of the week.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what's going on. I could be tired. I could be this. I could be stressed. But like, we're sitting down chatting music.
That's all I want to do with my time. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, working at making this more full time. Which would be the absolute dream.
Yeah.
If I could do this as a full-time gig, this would be like my life.
That'd be sweet.
So what I want to do is a little bit of like tell me about. So there's some people that you mentioned. So how this works? We were chatting before. You gave me some stuff to work with as far as like questions. I have my own questions. You brought in some stuff, and there were some people that I wanted to get your opinion on and thoughts. So I thought I'd kind of go through that if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So first off, asked about people that you knew and loved and appreciated. Daniel Lanois came up.
Yeah.
And I want to know, maybe not loved. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to know. So for those that don't know, Daniel Lanois is a bit of a Hamilton legend. And I want to give some space for Daniel. So tell us all who Daniel Lanois is and kind of like how you're connected to him and kind of what your feels are.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not connected to him. Emotionally, I am.
Yeah,
but it goes one way. He's a Canadian producer, musician, who lived in Hamilton for a bit. He started Grant Ave Studios.
Yeah,
just kind of not too far down the street.
Yeah. Also downtown.
That also was downtown. It's more downtown. That's more downtown. Yeah. Which is a beautiful space. Like, the guys running that studio are great. Love them. But yeah, he did he produced U2, Willie Nelson, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Emmylou Harris. I don't know. All the big names. I first heard his album Acadie, which is his first solo album that he put out. and just instantly fell in love with it. And I think that's what really started my love of his music. And then the album he did with Neil Young, Le Noise, he I just like the way he thinks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Production wise.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
You know, this is a great episode for any like real like music historians. Like then now they can go back and like dig in and find these. And so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Tell me about Sean Everett.
Another great Canadian.
Producer.
Yeah. Mixer. Mostly mixer, I think.
Mixer.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like an extreme version of you.
Pretty extreme though.
Very extreme.
Yeah, he's got a wild look to him.
Yeah.
He's been my favorite mixer for a while. I know it might be nerdy to have like a favorite mixer, but
only if you're not a mixer. But
yeah.
So what is it about his mixing? What gets it?
I could get really specific, or I could talk more generally. But I think it's like the emotional impact that he's able to like pull out of a song. Like I've never heard drums sound the way Sean Everett can make drums sound. You know, it's just like the way he filters music through his mixes is just I don't know, deeply inspiring to me. I've tried to chase that for a long time, and I've since kind of given up once it's sort of like, okay, I don't know how useful this is for me to like keep chasing this thing that this guy's doing. And I learned a lot during that chase. I don't think I got anywhere close, but I still learned.
What's the line? What's the line? You reach for the moon, you end up amongst the stars.
There it is. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
But he's just worked on some of my favorite records. And
what are some that like people might know out there?
Casey Musgrave's Golden Hour. One of the best country albums. Album of the year a couple years ago.
Yeah.
He worked on Always, Toronto band.
Yeah.
War on Drugs.
It's funny how like a mixer can really, as you said, like bring like an emotion.
Yeah.
Through.
Yeah, pull it out of a production for sure.
If you want to know more about emotion in production, how to get it, call Will Crann.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Like that's like I feel like that's where I get really obsessive. Is I guess mixing, but like having a production in front of me, whether it's 100% done or like nearly done or whatever, but trying to like make the pieces work and focus them in a way that I feel brings out the emotion that the song is trying to convey.
I love that.
Or that I'm feeling that day.
And it's funny because if I were to try and ask you, like, how do you do that? Like, there's so many, like, it's so nuanced, I would imagine. Like,
yeah, like, it's hard to even answer. Again, not to, like, cop out, but it's, like, I don't know. Like, at its core, mixing is volume. Right? That's almost entirely what it is. But it's so much more than that. So
yeah. You also mentioned that you're a fan of Wilco.
Yep.
Which I'm a big old fan of
Wilco. Good.
Which is very much like Dire. And now that I think about it, very Dire Straits.
Yeah. Totally.
Clean.
Yeah.
And like,
well, some of it.
Technical. No, yeah. But it's not washed out. Like, it's not like washed and some of it is.
Yeah. They get kind of weird sometimes.
They do get kind of weird. But like, I don't know. Like, what is it about Wilco that kind of gets you?
I don't know. Like, what an all-star band.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, Jeff Tweedy.
Mm.
Glenn Kochi. Is that? I don't know if that's how you say his last name, but
I'm not sure either.
Just a crazy drummer.
Yeah.
I went through a rabbit hole of just watching like YouTube videos of him just drumming and just like all his like effects symbols and stuff. Like, so crazy. Yeah. It's they're just a great band.
They're a great band. And like, I love their guitar tones.
Yeah.
I love their guitar playing.
Yeah. Nels Cline. I met him at a festival once. Yeah. Very briefly. And it was sort of like talking to like your uncle who like also plays music. It was like that was sort of like so I saw him and sort of walk up to him and Wilco was playing like that night at this festival and I just you know, I was like, oh, hey, he's such a huge fan of Wilco. And I asked him a question about some pedal on his pedal board. Like, what are you doing with that thing? And then he just went off. Like, he just, for 15 minutes, just, like, I didn't let me get a word in edgewise. He was just talking about his pedal board. He was just like, oh, somebody wants to know about my music gear. Like, the one thing that's like my special interest, like, I'm just going to talk about that. And his wife was kind of like pulling him, like, we got to go. and he was kind of like, okay, well, I got to go. See ya. He was like really, really friendly, and just sort of talking my ear off. I asked him one question. So,
that's so good that he not only gave you the time of the day, but you guys could both like gel on.
Yeah. Like, I was just listening to him talk about he was just so excited about what he was doing with his guitar that night, that, you know.
Oh, that's that's so great. That's so great. And one last question. Maybe another one afterwards, but maybe this will be the last one. We'll see. Tell me about Stu Weinberg.
Stu. This is a common theme that's coming up in these interviews.
This is now going to be a common. Tell me about Stu Weinberg.
What can I say that hasn't already been said? Stu's favorite movie is a movie called Youngblood. Have you ever seen Youngblood?
No.
Okay.
No.
Tonight you're watching Youngblood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Should you tell me more, or should we just leave it there?
No, I'll tell you more. It's set in Hamilton. It's from the 80s. It focuses on the Hamilton Mustangs hockey team. It's starring a young Rob Lowe and a young Patrick Swayze and a young Keanu Reeves.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
stacked.
It's a sports movie. It's a hockey movie. It's incredible. It's a perfect film. It's free on YouTube. The whole movie is in one clip too. You don't have to watch it in clips. So yeah, you should watch that tonight. It's Stu's favorite movie. He won't shut up about it. He's like the best guitar player. He just brings a really good energy to sessions. He just knows what to do. Like, he's sort of like my secret weapon, you know. I'll give him a song, and I don't even always have to tell him like a general vibe. He just kind of gets it. But sometimes I'll give him like a general direction to go, and he just does what needs to be done, and it's really, really simple. He makes my job so much easier. He played on that Rebecca Hawker EP, just did incredible guitar work, and he just kind of like he plays a take, and you just look at each other and you just go like, yeah, well, that was it. like we can do another one if you want, but that's the one I'm going to use. So that's Stu
Weinberg. And you know what, when I found out, because I met him a little while ago, and I found out that he did work here, and and especially getting to know you and Emma and Aiden, it just made sense, because all you guys have, like I've said it a couple times in this episode, such a great energy.
Yeah.
And to hear that he's working here, that like doesn't surprise me in the slightest.
Yeah. You should interview him.
Yeah. What I'm doing is I'm going to ask everyone who knows him about him, and then I'm sure he'll say yes, but I kind of like the lore of just like
I do like that,
dancing around him.
Yeah. How long can it last?
How many times can I make clips about Stu Weinberg?
Yeah.
Before I actually get him on the show.
Yeah. And if he says no for some reason, like if he doesn't want to be interviewed, you should just hire him for a session, and then when he shows up.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, thanks so much for this. I really do appreciate it. For those listening, we're here in Catherine North, an amazing studio downtown Hamilton.
Yeah. Ish.
Yeah. And I don't have very much else to say, Will.
Cool. Thanks for coming by.